You guys, I am finally back. Hey guys, it's Dolores. Welcome back to my channel, and let me apologize for being such a bum the last few months. I know I have not been on here at all. I've literally been paying YouTube dust, and I totally apologize because so many of y'all have reached out to me like, girl, where the heck are you at? And I literally been like hiding under the bed. But today's video, I'm just sharing with you guys why I took a break from YouTube, what I've been doing, honey, and what I'm going to do in the future. Now, I did not pre-think of what I was going to say. And actually, let me tell you, I'm so blown because I literally just sat here and talked the last 20 minutes, just spilling my darn heart out. And like, I was checking to make sure that my camera didn't my battery didn't die. And then I turned it around, girl. The phone camera wasn't even on. I was looking literally at my homepage on my phone. And I'm like, it took me a minute to process what had happened. I'm like, is the camera hidden now but still recording, or what type of sorcery is this going on my phone? Child, I went into my photo album, no video. And I was like, this is one of the reasons why I have not been on YouTube. So, oh God. I'm going to start over and tell y'all the tea, but probably now I can condense it. I don't even remember what I said the first time, to be honest with you. I just spoke from my little heart, child. So basically, I've been a bum the last couple months. I have not been on YouTube, you guys. I literally just got burnt out from YouTube, literally. Mind you, I'm going to be eating what's left of my fruit cocktail because I clocked in at like 5 o'clock this morning. I just clocked out like 30 minutes ago. And I have not eaten at all today. I'm actually supposed to cook dinner. I've been wanting nachos for 2 weeks at this point. And I have not been to an actual grocery store in a couple weeks. I've been doing like Imperfect Foods deliveries or Amazon Fresh. So Tommy will go to the store for me, and I'm waiting for him to come back so he can bring the ingredients, child, so we can get these nachos going. But I thought I'd make a quick video before that all transpires. Yeah, I've been burnt out from YouTube, and I think it's because I was just posting YouTube videos back to back to back. Like, not only was I posting consistently, like multiple times a week, but I was like filming every darn day, basically. Like, literally, I was filming like every other day. And the days when I wasn't filming, I was editing videos. And y'all know I did that for a while. And like my fashion videos, my haul videos, my try on videos really getting good engagement. We're getting good engagement. Why does that sound weird? Getting good engagement. Ooh, I don't know why that sounds. Getting good engagement. That sounds weird. I don't know why. That sounds weird. Like, it doesn't go. But anyway. And I'm like, okay, yeah, great. But then when I post something else, like a food recipe or just a regular video of me talking or something like that, it'd be like, girl, we are not here for that. And it was just like, bruh. The amount of effort that it takes me to edit stuff. And then just all of this filming, and it's like when you see like only certain content does good, but that's not like the only content that you make. That was like really frustrating and a little discouraging for me, because I'm like, you know, I'm not just a fashion blogger or influencer. Like, that's not just what I do. And like, if you go on my Instagram, which you guys know is like my main social media, I do post fashion photos. But my captions really aren't about fashion. They're just about whatever I feel at the moment. But my Instagram stories are lit as heck. And I keep saying this to people. And when they finally get on there, they're just like, bro, like, this is not about fashion. Like, you're right. Like, my Instagram stories are about whatever I want it to be about. It's just about what's happening in my life at the time. So if it's not fashion, it's decor, lifestyle, cooking, health-related stuff, music, advice, tips, just general conversation. I post polls. I have people ask me questions. Like, a couple weeks ago, I did a questionnaire asking people to send in who they thought was like the finest guy ever. Y'all, we got like over 100 responses. I posted most of the men's. There was some fine men too. I was like, dang, y'all turned up in droves for this one. So it's like my Instagram stories are really fun and they just follow the natural pattern of my life. I post what's going on currently. And let me make sure my camera is on, y'all. Okay, it is. Because if it wasn't, I was literally going to scream and get in bed. Like, y'all was not going to see me for another month. But yeah, they just follow the natural pattern of my life, you know, so it's very easy to keep up with that. Whereas I felt like, okay, I'm posting food content on my YouTube. That's doing all right, but that's not what, it doesn't seem like that's what people want to see. Just posting like updates doesn't seem like what people want to see. But if I post a fashion haul or a try on, people go crazy. But the thing is, number one, that's expensive to consistently be buying clothes. And not to say that I don't consistently buy clothes, because I do. But I don't buy like 12 outfits at a time. You know what I'm saying? I buy stuff over time. And I wear it and then I post it. And I don't want to like have posted 10 things and then now a month later I'm doing a haul because I have enough pieces together to show you, you know? Granted, brands do send me clothing. Brands do pay me for stuff, which does help me buy some of the clothing, but 90% of everything comes out of my own pocket. So that's why I never wanted to just have a channel that was strictly for fashion, because I'm like, this is not like the only part of my life, you know. I have other stuff that goes on, so I'm like, you know, I want to be able to incorporate that as well to make it easier for me. It's like my video just cut off, sorry y'all, because Tommy was calling me to tell me that there's like something wrong with the car, and that's another reason why I'm just like cutting, like, not YouTube specifically, but just stuff out, because my car is stressing me out, you guys. We had this car for 2 years. Granted, it is like 12 years old, but like we spent almost $6,000 this entire year since like February to get the car fixed. Last week we just spent another $800 to get a starter fixed and the brakes, and now the car won't start, and I'm just not understanding what's wrong with this car. And I like it because I don't have a car note, and I really, even though I could afford having a car note that's reasonable, I don't want a car note because I don't want something that I have to pay. But you know, that's another thing, and I'll get into that in a minute. But it's like, you know, it's not just fashion as part of my life. So like having to have almost like that stipulation and like, this is the type of content that's going to do well and that's going to get engagement. Like that was just really, I feel like burdening me. And so, you know, I feel like it's just the amount of time that it takes me to film stuff. Like, I think the last video I posted was our vlog in Wisconsin. Now, granted, that was a collaboration with the hotel, but a lot of that wasn't required material to post. Like, really, the YouTube video was extra, because that's not even what I said I was going to do. I was just going to solely do stuff on Instagram. The YouTube video was my idea just to throw in, you know, over deliver. And it's like, you know, that wasn't my first time vlogging on a trip, but just having to like record every single thing, or even when I cook, like record every single thing. And it's like, I remember one time I cooked a recipe, and this is when I really was like through with YouTube. I cooked a recipe, y'all. This food cost me so much money, and I was going to spend the money on the food regardless. It was a crab boil. I was just like, let me film it. Honey, why did I go to stop the camera when I was like 75% done? I heard some noise, but it's just me here, so I'm like, bruh. I went to stop the camera because everything was about 75% done, and I wanted to change the angle. Child, why was my phone, like, camera staring at me like, girl, you ain't got no storage up in here? I was like, bruh. Like, I really could not believe that happened. I was just like literally staring at my phone for like 2 minutes. I actually sat down. I had to sit down and like really process what had happened. Because I'm like, I feel like some way, somehow there's a video in here. I checked my photo albums again. Child, it was no video. I was like, wow. I was just so upset. I was like, bruh, this ain't right. This ain't right the way they're doing me. It really isn't. And I think I was like, I'm not filming no more food videos ever after this. I was just so through. And I have so many unposted videos in my phone because it's just like, the time it was taking me to edit stuff was taking me like a couple hours. But some stuff would be really quick, and some stuff would take me longer just because I'm adding picture within picture, like, you know, if you see me trying something on and then I'll post a picture of what it is, but then just like the work that goes in before you're editing stuff, and then like SEO, which y'all don't care about, but basically just making sure that your video can like pop up in priority results when people search for the topic, you know, just trying to do that, trying to learn that, but then also trying to learn Instagram. You know, it was just a lot going on. And honestly, I'm like, okay, Instagram was the first platform I was on. That's the one that's really getting me all these brand collaborations. That's what I need to focus on, because I clearly can't juggle both. And so I started focusing on my Instagram. I was posting every single day, you guys, except for the weekends. But at first I was posting 7 days a week. Then I went down to 5, and it's just like, I just got burned out from that 2 weeks ago, because the amount of time that it takes to literally, even though it's only 20 photos that you're taking, I wasn't taking all 20 photos at the same time. Like, you know, I was doing like 6 photos on the weekend, but it was just too much for me to be trying to change in my car and spend hours at a site and scouting locations and all this other stuff. I didn't want to do that. And, you know, I'm like, okay, let me just take a picture every single day then. I could do that, take a picture or 2 every single day. So that's what I was doing. But that was getting to be a lot, because I wasn't sure when I was going to be getting off of work. And so it's like, okay, now Tommy's home and I know he's going to be tired. So I need to stop what I'm doing, rush and put some clothes on. I have about 5 minutes. I can get this picture, run back in the house. Now I'm hot. I got to log back on again, you know. And so it was just a lot doing that. I definitely saw major growth from it, from posting daily, like for sure. But I feel like the growth isn't worth it if like you're literally like struggling on the inside. And I really knew that I was just burnt out completely. You know, like I knew I was burnt out on YouTube a couple months back. And I think that was like probably 2 months ago that I posted my last video. And I kept saying I'm gonna post a video, and it just never happened. But then I'm like, you know, I'm like doing good on my Instagram, but then I started struggling on that, and I knew I was just struggling in general. My life was in shambles, y'all, when I looked on my text messages and I had 200 unread text messages. I was like, oh my God. Now, people will tell you I'm not the type of person to pick up the phone, honestly. I will pick up the phone if a person is calling me that doesn't normally call me. If my mom is calling me, or like my close friends are calling me, or if it's like somebody from my job calling me, I will return a call if you leave a voicemail. Other than that, I respond back via text message. And usually I don't respond to text messages right away if they're not urgent, or that I'll say this. I'm a firm believer that it doesn't make sense for me to respond to a text message if I don't have time to engage in conversation with you. Okay? And people take it as I'm ignoring them, or I don't care about them, or I don't value them, or whatever they have as a thought in their mind, which is all completely untrue. My thing is this. If you're texting me saying, hey, how are you? How's your day going? When I text people that, it's deliberate. It's not just to have like a casual conversation for 2 minutes. Because why am I wasting my time to do that? You know what I'm saying? When I text somebody that, it's because I actually want to have a real conversation with you. I thought about you. I want to text you. I want to know how you're doing. I want to talk to you for an extended period of time. So when people text me that, I'm not assuming that you're texting me this because you want me to say, I'm doing great, how are you? You say you're fine, and then we end the conversation. Because that, to me, could be just from when we see each other in person. Which probably never. With COVID going around. But, so it's like, when I get text messages from people, if they're asking me a question, I'll answer right away. If it's just like a, you know, hey, where'd you get this from? Or, hey, where'd you do that? Or da-da-da-da. Then I can answer it within, you know, some time and say, hey, it came from here, blah, 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 blah. I hope you're doing well, by the way. But if you text me, you're like, hey, girl, how you doing? Or, hey, Dolores, it's been a minute. Hope you're doing well. How have you been? I'm not going to respond if I don't have if I don't have time to sit there and actually talk to you. Okay, my camera's still on, you guys. I'm just freaking out about this camera. I'm literally not going to respond if I can't have an actual conversation with you. And I'm trying not to move too much because I ain't got no bra on. I done got real comfortable with y'all. Everybody who follows me on Instagram knows I'm a fan of no bra. Like, honestly, free the boobies. Let them, like, live their best life in separate directions. That's horrible, but true, though. Anyway, it's like, you know, if you're texting me because you want to have an actual conversation, I just got a text message. I'm making sure Tommy's not texting me. If you're texting me and it's with the intent of having a conversation, and I know that I only have like 3 minutes to talk, or I'm about to head into a meeting, you know, a Zoom meeting for work, or I'm about to like get into a groove with work where for a fact I'm not going to be looking at my phone for a few hours, because if I look at my phone, it's going to break my concentration and I'm going to be all over the place. Or, you know, if I know that I just have something else coming up, like I'm about to be watching a movie, or me and Tommy about to watch a show, or me and my family about to eat dinner, I'm going to cook or something like that, I'm not going to respond back because I don't have the time to dedicate to having this conversation with you. Now, if I know that I'm finna lay in the bed and not do anything, then I'll text you back because I'm going to be on my phone. I have nothing planned or nothing that I can't pull away from to text you back. And that's just as simple as that, you know? And so I always respond back to everybody's text message. It may not be immediately, but I respond back to everybody. And so when I saw that I had 200 unread text messages, I was like, girl, what the heck is going on? Then I saw I had like 1,300 emails. Now, one thing I pride myself on is clearing my emails up every day. Like, consistently going in there because I need to keep track of stuff. Like, it's, you know, I have my email addresses that are for like spam, or like, you know, when I shop, all my like order confirmations go there. But I have business email addresses, my work email, which my work email never gets out of control because that's the one email that I have to keep in check. But just my other emails are important messages coming to all of them from different people or different, like, you know, sectors, I guess you could say. And so I got 1,300 messages, and I ended up missing a really important email that I needed to respond to. And I was like, bruh, like, I can't believe I even didn't respond to that email. So then I was like, I started sharing my Instagram stories on my Facebook. You know, it automatically shares it. So I had like 40 unread Facebook messages. Then, child, y'all, just talking about this making me tired. I ain't even gonna lie. Just talking about this is like tiring me out, making my eyes get droopy, honey. I'm going to sleep. Just like Instagram messages. I had over 100 Instagram messages, y'all. No lie. And I had an Instagram message. I was talking to a friend, and we were having a conversation back and forth. And then they had sent a reply to one of my stories. Not a reply that I would necessarily reply back to, but just something I'd probably put a heart on it or let them know that I at least saw it. And that person ended up passing away. And it made me so sad that I had not replied to that message, or at least seen that message before that happened. You know, like that really hurt me a lot for like a couple days. I just couldn't get over that because this is a person I know my entire life. And I'm like, you know, it's just, that really just made me change my whole everything, because I'm like, my life is that busy to the point where I can't even juggle keeping up with people that I love, you know, let alone everybody else that I'm meeting, you know, and growing to love. Then it's not worth it, you know. So I said, something's got to give. So I decided that I wasn't going to post on Instagram every day. I said I was going to post 4 times a week, but now I'm at 3 times a week. And I basically just post when I want to, which has taken a lot of pressure off of me, because if I feel like it, I will. If I won't, then I don't. If I don't, then I won't. And I still want my Instagram to grow, but not at the expense of my mental health and emotional well-being, for sure. And I'm like, I need to just, like, I can't sit here and allow everything feeling like it's crashing down on me to stop me from growing in all the platforms that I'm on. So I need to get my life together so I can get back on YouTube and start making videos. I am a firm believer in not having a content calendar because I'm just not a fan of that. And that's just not how my brain works. I don't like to plan. I like to plan parties out and itineraries and trips like that. But like what I'm going to do, I don't like to plan like out daily activities. But I'm like, okay, I need some sort of structure somewhere so that I can fit everything in. Because, you know, I launched my blog. I didn't even tell you guys that I launched my website, you guys. My blog launched, or maybe I did tell y'all. I didn't. My blog launched, honey, finally. After months, years, child, of talking about it, my blog is live. So I was posting on there, and then I was doing good with my blog, y'all. And I had to do it myself because my guy, I don't want to bother him because I already paid for the service. The man was still helping me way after I had paid, even though he did take a long time to do my stuff. But it's beautiful what he did. I'll link that below as well. But it's like, you know, I was learning how to do that. I was posting all the time. I just cut that out too. So I'm like, this is crazy. Like, I've spent a lot of money on making all this stuff work and cohesive and growing it. And I actually launched my own business of influencer collaborations. Like, where basically I offer one-on-one sessions and helping people grow mainly their Instagram pages. I'm still kind of learning YouTube, but I am like 100% pretty much good on the Instagram front. Of course, I'll say I'm like 80% because there's still stuff that you learn every day as algorithms change and new features come out. But like Instagram, I've pretty much like done a great job of mastering how Instagram works and you know, all of that stuff. So I launched a business for Instagram collaborations and working with people looking to grow their Instagram. And I have had a few clients, but it's like all the stuff that I'm telling them to do, child, I am not doing it myself. Like, I'm literally over here struggling while you over here seeing growth. You are not stressed out. You are living your best life in Groville. And I'm over here struggling in Groville, growing, but like hanging outside the window, clinging on for dear life. So I'm like, this is not it, child. So I've decided going forward, I'm trying to not talk forever, you guys. I decided going forward that I am going to, like I said, post to my Instagram 3 to 4 times a week. I believe last night I was trying to put like a to-do list or a planner, and that wasn't going to work. So the best thing for me to do to remind myself to do it is to just set a reminder in my phone. I don't want to have to go into no app and click completed or anything like that. I'd rather just have a little thing pop up, okay, post to Instagram. That's all I want. So that's what I did. I set reminders in my phone to post to my Instagram 4 times a week, which will probably be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. I'm going to do one weekend day because I have found Sundays, for me at least, are cracking. People are hot on Sunday, so that'll be good. That'll be great. So I'm posting on Sundays, and then I'm going to post 1 blog article a week. I believe I set a reminder for Wednesday to post my blog article, which, you know, I have before I even started my blog. So that's why I say I do like to plan some things. Before I even actually launched the blog, I already had 50 topics that I was going to talk about. And the list has actually grown because I have 8 categories on my blog that you can go under. And I think I had 6 to 8 or 10 topics for each blog category. And I have not written about most of them. So I'm going to do that. I am going to be filming YouTube content as of right now on Tuesdays. Today is Monday, so I'm a little early. But if I don't post it today, I'll post it tomorrow. So I'm going to be doing that on Tuesday. And if I find that I have the time, I'll also post another video on Thursday, which is going to be of whatever I want it to be. And if I don't have the time, I'm just going to clear that reminder. And then I want to do a podcast, y'all. So if I don't do the video on Thursdays, then I'll just do a podcast. So yeah, that's what I have right now. I am working on being able to grow my Pinterest, but in the least hands-on way possible, if that makes sense. I'm pretty sure it's fairly easy because I've seen people do it. I know it's there. I just have to research how to automatically have my Instagram post go on my Pinterest and like set my personal Pinterest up to be almost, I hope it's not a business Pinterest, because really I just want it to be like cute and cozy like it is now. And my Pinterest is pretty popping, so I'll post that link as well. But you know, just like posting my Instagram stuff to my Pinterest page, and then hopefully that'll drive more traffic to my Instagram, because right now, you know, especially with everything that's happening, especially in the US, a lot of Instagram hashtags and photos are suppressed because they want to stop the spread of false information. So Pinterest really doesn't have that right now, because really, you know, people aren't hopefully discussing that on Pinterest like that. I don't even know how you would, but Pinterest drives a lot of traffic to blogs and Instagram. So it's my goal to make the Pinterest autonomous, so I really don't have to worry about it, honey. And people can go to my Instagram and my blog at the same time. And that'll be that. If nothing else, the podcast will be down the line, but at least I will have a set schedule for my Instagram and for my YouTube. I recently started my Facebook page like 2 days ago, and I'm going to have it where posts from my Instagram also automatically go to my Facebook page. And if people want, or, you know, they could follow me on there. And they can also, people on Facebook will find me on there that don't know that I'm on Instagram, and they'll like that. So I'm really trying to make it as seamless as possible, and to have as much exposure as possible without me having to like physically or manually control all this stuff, because I am good at multitasking, but not really. Like I am, but within reason. So that's part of the reason why I left YouTube, you guys. Just being behind on a lot of stuff. I got a whole blog article about this boho fall room remodel I was supposed to do, because now in Chicago, child, my battery is low on my phone, honey. I hope it kept recording what I was saying, or else, like I said, I'm gonna lay in my bed and cry. Y'all won't see me for a month. But I supposed to been did this like boho fall room remodel, you guys. I have bought everything for it. Honestly, I have a whole entire article on my blog. And I bought a new headboard. If you guys knew the fiasco with the headboard I currently have, it worked out though. Originally, I ordered a beige or gray headboard from Walmart. Walmart's so ghetto and trifling. And you know, I'll take it all back if y'all want to do a partnership with me. I'll take it all back. But as of right now, Walmart just a little bit too ghetto for me, y'all. They done sent me the wrong headboard. They sent me this blue denim headboard. I don't see how you get blue and gray confused. But they sent me a blue headboard, which Tommy's like, let's just use it. Let's just use it. And I'm like, so he's like, why don't we just keep the headboard? And I'm like, okay, whatever. You know, so I'm like, you know, no, I don't want to keep the headboard, because I done spent this coin. We done painted this room gray. I have all these, decorations picked out for a room to match a gray headboard. So I'm like, all right, let me send the headboard back. So I tell Walmart's like, okay, we're going to send you a replacement. I'm struggling. We're going to send you a replacement. I'm like, all right, bet. Y'all, why did they send me a blue replacement? I called Walmart. I'm like, okay, the original headboard was gray. Like, do y'all not have any gray head ones? Because you could just tell me that. You could just tell me you don't have any gray ones. She's like, I'm not sure what's going on, because it literally says blue on the box. And she's like, well, we can't send you another one. We can only do a replacement once. And I'm like, okay, but it's your fault, you know? Like, just, I don't know. I'll send both beds back to you and send me the right one. And she's like, no, we can't do that. Like, you'll have to repurchase it all over again. And then wait to get refunded once you send us the other two. And I'm like, oh my God. So, you know, I just decided to keep the blue one because it was too much. And at the time, before I even opened the box for the headboard, I had assumed that they sent me the right one. So we took our old headboard down. And it was like, bruh, we just had to put the headboard up at this point, because Tommy didn't like sleeping without a headboard, which is understandable, because we like to lean against the wall, especially when we're watching movies, or lean against the headboard. So I'm like, okay, never mind. But I never really liked this blue headboard. So the first chance I got to change it, which is now, I took the chance, because I felt like the first time we did our room, it was nice. You know, we painted it gray. I got gray curtains. I was going to have a light gray headboard. I'm a fan of gray and white and pops of color. So it was going to be like blush pops of color and like lavender and pastel blue. But now that it's gotten dark outside, y'all know I'm scared about this darn camera, because my camera actually just tweaked out again, only because Tommy called me. Thankfully, my mom is actually at the store across the street from where Tommy and the car are. So the car's going to get towed to the place we always take it in. Him and my mom are going to just ride home together. So anyway, back from the commercial break. It's getting dark at 4 o'clock now. And that was my whole point of telling this story. That I had been saying I was going to do my room again before it started getting dark outside. And it's been 2 months and I have not done it. because I was like just all over the place. My life was in shambles. So now it gets dark at 4 o'clock. So when I wake up to work, it's dark because it's usually like 5 o'clock. And now at 4 o'clock it's dark. And most of the time I don't clock out until like after 5. So it's like the darkness mixed with the room being dark itself, because the light gray is very gorgeous during the day. But at night, the gray mixed with the dark blue mixed with the gray curtains. Right now our sheets are gray. And we have like darker brown furniture. It's just like, too much dark, you know? So I'm like, we need to lighten the room up. I want to make it a colorful, cheery place that it's like warm and inviting, and, you know, that stimulates my senses. So y'all see my like trusty green velvet chair, which would have went perfectly with the gray headboard. Right now I feel like it doesn't match with this blue headboard, and I'm not a matchy person, but I do like things to be copacetic, and I feel like this wasn't it. So I found the cutest green velvet headboard on Amazon, you guys. It's freaking gorgeous. And I am getting some mustard, well, I have them, mustard velvet curtains. I have really pretty white sheets that I got for the bed, and a white comforter that I got for sale on Amazon. It's so extremely comfortable. I got brand new pillows, 8 brand new pillows for the bed, bamboo insert pillows, which I heard are really good for your neck, which I have not used yet, because I told Tommy, as badly as he want to use these pillows, we should use them after we actually finish the room, because by the time I try to take a picture, y'all, the darn pillow gonna be looking like this, all deformed and bent out of shape. So I'm like, no, we just have to suffer and wait, because our regular pillows they're okay. So I got my headboard. I got really cool pillowcases. I have a whole like bedscape that I want to do. I got throw pillows for the room. I got floating shelves I'm going to put over my desk area. I have 2 really beautiful like vintage boho mirrors, like sunburst design, that I'm going to put up on the walls. I have some really pretty wall artwork. I have some cute boho and like just regular normal trinkets that I'm putting on my floating shelves. Like, I have a vision for the room. Sorry, I'm like trying to like listen. I have a vision for the room that I feel like it's gonna be so beautiful. And up until now, I just didn't have the motivation, the desire to do it, and now I do, because I feel like just getting that piece done will really help to spur me on to, you know, get back on track with everything. So that's what I have coming up. I'm excited that I have a partnership with Shine, you guys. Y'all know that I stay buying clothes from them, child, all the time. So I'm excited to say that I actually have a partnership with them now. This is actually my second time partnering with them. I partnered with them like 2 or 3 months ago for a campaign. And now they just came back to me to partner with them for 3 campaigns. So I'm excited about that, because I was already spending coin at Shine anyway. So now it'd be nice to actually work with the brand, get some coin from them, and some free clothes. That'd be good. I hopefully have a couple other brands partnerships coming up. I don't want to say anything, because, you know, until it's signed on the dotted line, honey, zoop, do one of those. So hopefully that actually works out. I have goals I want to reach this year, honey, but I just like have literally been telling myself like, this is not the year for holding yourself accountable for completing goals. Like, it really isn't, because this year was all over the place. It was unpredictable. It had all the tricks up its sleeve. And so, you know, if I didn't accomplish something this year, it is what it is. I've gained weight, y'all. I ain't did no darn keto. Y'all remember I put that video out there? I wasn't keto. I was gonna do low carb, honey. Listen, low carb my foot. Okay, low carb out the door. None of that. All right, I've been eating the chips, the cookies, anything that remotely got a chance of having some flour in it, I've been eating it. Okay. Like, anything that got a chance of having 10 or more grams of carbs, I've been eating it. All right. You know, like, I've been going ham on some 7-Ups and some Pepsis lately. So I have really, like, my double chin has like really like doubled. I was just like, wow, girl, like, you are looking big in person and on the camera. I was like, I gotta get it together. But, you know, again, I don't go out much. Being in the house all day long. Our basement is getting worked on. So my area to work out in, which I wasn't working out anyway, child. But if I wanted to work out, I couldn't. Hopefully the basement is finished soon, but I just been eating like crazy. Not really eating like crazy, but just not paying attention to what I eat. I only eat about once or twice a day, if that. Usually I eat around like 5 or 6 o'clock for dinner. But during the day, I might snack like on some chips, or I might drink like a 7-Up and like nothing else during the day. And I know that's like, I gotta cut down on my sugary drinks, and I have to get back to like really just not being strict about what I eat, but being conscious of what I'm putting in my body. So, you know, I'm gonna start all that in like hopefully December, but if not, 2021. Like I said, this year has been a struggle, so I'm not going to like force myself to like stick to anything because of the fact that this has just been a hard year and it's been unexpected. So just making it, you know, this far, not getting coronavirus, thank the Lord, trying to be as safe as possible and social distance. Like, I'm just trying to focus on that, you know. So you know, I'm hoping that I'm like literally hoping that I can get like a magazine interview with like a major magazine like People or Glamour or any of the other ones that fall in that category. Like, I can't think of no other ones right now. Like, I want to reach out to some local magazines to see if I can get an interview with them, you know, just get to know me and my thoughts about how plus size women are treated, because I feel like plus size women don't have fair representation. Y'all already know how I feel about that. That's a whole nother video. I'm not even gonna go into that because I feel like plus size women are just given like the crumbs. And if you're like literally not the plus size hourglass shape or flat stomach with super wide hips and a big butt, then you definitely barely giving crumbs, child. You're like giving like the microscopic crumbs that's left over. So, you know, I really want to like just have an interview. You know, I like to talk, so it'll be fun to get my little thoughts on paper in somebody's magazine. That's my goal, you know, to get a some sort of magazine interview, to get another brand endorsement. And I had a whole bunch of goals that I wrote down in an Instagram post that I wanted to achieve this year. I achieved a few of them, but I would like to achieve a few more before the end of the year if possible. So we'll see. Now that I feel like I'm like kind of starting back up, and now that I got my, not schedule, but like a concept in my head of how I'm going to do things, I'm excited to, you know, get started back on that path again of conquering stuff. Other than that, you guys, I have nothing going on in my life. I had to take these twists down out of my hair. Like, I wish you guys could see. I'll show you like this one piece right here. That's how much it's like hanging off my hair. These are crochets, by the way, but I've had this hairstyle for excuse me, 6 weeks now, about 5.5 weeks, and I think it lasts 2 months, but I feel like if I leave it in for 2 months, it's gonna be a disaster trying to take it out. So I want to take this out soon. Me and Tommy actually just did a major weekend photo shoot spree in downtown Chicago. We stayed at a hotel. We actually had a fun little collab with the Millennium Knickerbocker Hotel in downtown Chicago. Some of the photos, which I probably will post on my Instagram, but I don't have to. But I might, just to get a cool one out there. And so that was fun. You know, in Chicago, the restrictions like hadn't really started then, but we didn't want to take a chance because it's just scary eating indoors right now. And at the time, at least, that was like a week ago, like a week and a half ago. You can still eat indoors, but only so many people can eat indoors, and restaurants have to be closed by 10 o'clock. And I'm like, we don't want to take the chance. So we ordered pizza one day, and then the other day we had Uber Eats. And we got up early on Saturday and Sunday, and we took pictures all around the city and around the hotel. And it was fun. It was a great way to get a lot of content in while also having a short staycation. So I've been slowly rolling out some of those photos. I kind of had a hiccup with that because I have a Wi-Fi camera, a Canon camera, and so I'm like, I could just transport the photos from my camera to my phone via Wi-Fi, which I did. However, since I was shooting the photos in RAW, phones do not take raw images. If you try to like download them from the camera to your phone, it's going to come out blurry. So now I have to try to find a way, since I don't have any of the stuff, to put the camera photos on the computer first and then put them on my phone. Child, I don't know how to do none of that. So I got to figure that out. But now that they've increased the restrictions in Chicago now. There is no indoor dining. There's no indoor dining service at all. It's either carry out or eat outdoors. And even eating outdoors, I really don't necessarily trust it. So, we're just going almost back to where we were in April, basically, which I don't think would be a bad thing. I feel like people are being selfish as heck. They out here in these streets, going to these clubs, going to these house parties, having weddings and stuff like that with 100 people. If you fall in any of these categories, sorry to you. No shade, but shade. It's just like, all this stuff happening is just causing the cases to increase. People try to say like COVID is out here, it doesn't matter what you do. Like, no, cases are increasing for a reason. If y'all sit your tails down at home for a second for like a couple weeks, then everybody who has coronavirus won't be able to give it to nobody because they'll be at home and it'll go away. Nobody's gonna have it, and then we can go about our business. But as long as people are out here frolicking and people are asymptomatic, they don't know if they have it or not, then they're gonna keep spreading it to people, and people are gonna give it to somebody else. I was just thinking, like, let's say that me and Tommy both came into contact with somebody who had coronavirus. We'll give it to everybody that's in our household, and then Tommy has to go to work. He'll give it to people that's at his job. He won't even, if he's asymptomatic, he won't even know that he's doing that. The people at his job will give it to so many other people. If I go to the grocery store, if I go to somebody's who's elderly's house to help them with something, and maybe I'm asymptomatic, I've given it to them and don't realize it. And now they may give it to somebody else who's coming over there to help take care of them, maybe a caregiver or a home health aide who will then go home and spread it to their families. And that's basically how it happens. And so it's like, I wish people would just sit their tails down, because I'm ready to get out the house. I want to travel. I want to go out the country. I want to get on a plane, child. I want to see something other than freaking Illinois at this point, okay, in my street. I'm sick of it. I want to go on a trip somewhere, like a fun place. And people just not doing their part to stop the spread. It's just making me stir crazy. And so I think that's like what also has led to like my just general, like the general demise of my productivity. Because I think I just been tired of like being in my room, and it's like all I can do is either sit in the bed, sit in my chair, or sit in my computer. So it's like there's no demarcation between work and play. Like, I work here, I also play here, but I feel like the two are the same. Like, literally when my video stopped, when Tommy called me, I saw that I had an IM, even though I clocked out way earlier, and I went and checked it, and just checking out one thing, which was actually urgent, turned into like a 25-minute ordeal, and so it's just like, if I wasn't here, if I was at work, I wouldn't have seen that till tomorrow. Excuse me. So it's like, I ain't got Rona. Yeah, I just have like really weird sinuses. And I don't know if anybody has acid reflux, but I was coughing a lot for like months. And my doctor said like if you have acid reflux, it can lead to you having coughs. And I did not know that. And I think I have acid reflux, child, but I don't know. I be self-diagnosing. So we'll blame the cough on that. But yeah, I think just like generally being in my room all day long, since our basement is being redone, my mom is on Zoom all day long with the group. And so I can't go in the kitchen and bother her or make a lot of noise. And so that basically just leaves my room, because the brothers are downstairs redoing the basement. And so I think like once I'm able to kind of like just get out of being in my room all the time for everything, then that'll definitely help my productivity too. But like with it being darker now, sooner, my time to take photos and to shoot content is much more limited than it was before, especially since it's cold as heck outside in Chicago. Like when I was taking pictures this past weekend, it wasn't even the cusp of how cold it can get. But I was cold, for sure. And so now that it's getting dark at 4 o'clock, Tommy doesn't get home until 4:30. Absolutely, there is no way I'm taking photos during the week, because I don't like taking photos at night at all. I don't like night photos. My feed does not have no night photos on there because I don't like the look of it. I probably post some night photos in my story, but not in my feed. And so it's like there's no room to take photos during the week unless we're off, which, when you're off, I'm really off. Like, I'm not trying to be off and do any of this. Excuse me. I need to just be off so I can like recharge, because I'm thinking all the time and I need a break. So couple that with it being super cold, now that means that the weekend, that one of those days has to be the day where, okay, girl, you sit there, you got 5 or 6 outfits. I have sort of mastered getting ready in the car, like changing in the car. So now I need to change in the car, get my life together, because I was going to do the mobile changing station that goes outside, but in Chicago with our snow and stuff like that, that's not going to work. So you need to get changed in the car, take that coat off, take some photos, get back in the car, warm up, da-da-da-da. So me and Tommy really had to hustle to be on 10 and on point with that. That way we're not wasting any time, because we still have other stuff that we have to do on the weekends. Just especially running errands, you know, especially since the basement is getting done, getting stuff that needs to be gotten, like, you know, paint or stuff that we're asking that's extra, we have to pick that up, or just, you know, running general errands. So there's really no time that could be wasted when it comes to content. So that's why, you know, I'm like kind of happy that I'm getting my life together. That way I don't have to be all over the place. Just like writing down like, okay, these are the outfits that I'm going to be, oh Lord child, sorry y'all. These are the outfits that I'm going to be wearing. These are the shots that I want to get. And, you know, we only have about 2 minutes per shot because it's just so cold. Well, it'll be really cold. Last winter was like, excuse me, I can't reach my water and I don't have a bra on to get up and get it. Sorry. Last winter, it was some days, it was like negative 10 degrees. In the morning, not even at night. Ain't nobody trying to take pictures of that. So, you know, I'm rambling now, y'all. Sorry, I haven't been on here in so long. Like, I didn't realize I had so much bottled up inside that I wanted to talk about. Like, I think I mentioned to y'all that I started a business. If I didn't, I'm sorry if I mentioned it again, but I did start a business on my blog. My influencer collaborations, which will be good for anybody outside of influencers, a blogger or somebody who has a business that they're trying to grow. I got accepted into a Forbes group, Forbes the Culture, which is like a subsidiary of Forbes specifically for brown and black creators, which is awesome. It's an awesome group to network in and a lot of wonderful opportunities. And I just got through with a multi-week business course with Forbes, so that was awesome to finish. I met some really wonderful ladies, got some great tips, especially when it comes to products and services and making businesses successful, child. So it's just a lot of stuff that's been going on that's really been pulling me in 30 different directions. And then adding that, my general procrastination and laziness, you know, has been there and present. Very much showing up every day on time. So, you know, just trying to balance all that, honey. But, you know, I'm pretty much feeling confident that I'm going to be able to stick to like the schedule that I have and show up and bring you guys content. It's gonna be, you know, of course, some fashion hauls and stuff like that. But, you know, I'm just gonna post what I want and not worry about the engagement coming from it. Because while that is a big part of the whole entire YouTube everything, because, you know, I don't have time to waste just doing stuff just for fun that's not gonna bring me coin. And ultimately, YouTube is one of those things where I think I would do it if I had the money coming in from it or not, because I just enjoy the fun connections that I've made with everybody, all of you guys, you know, that's fun. So it doesn't matter if, you know, the coin is coming in from it or not. That is just genuinely great to me. So I'm gonna just make videos regardless, you know, if people see them or not, or people give them any watching or not. You know, it's just something I want to post. Decor, home, some ramblings and rants like this, you know, my honest opinions and stuff like that. And I'm just gonna post it, and whoever wants to watch it can. And I think that just taking that whole I need to see this or I need to see that or I want this result out of the picture definitely is just taking a burden off my shoulders, because I've already definitely gone out of that mindset when it comes to my Instagram. I could care less who's seeing it or whatever. I'm doing everything I know I'm supposed to do to get it seen, and I know right now Instagram has some really weird algorithm stuff going on, so I'm not even concerned about the exposure and the engagement. I'm putting it out there, and it is for whoever wants it. And so for YouTube, that's really the same approach that I'm going to take, like not getting discouraged by, okay, nobody's saying this, nobody's saying that, I'm not growing, none of that matters. Like, it is what it is. I'm posting this, whoever wants it can have it, and, you know, hopefully we can continue to grow together. So, y'all, that's my video, honey. Eventually I'm gonna cook dinner tonight at some point. I'm finna get into bed right now and watch Law & Order SVU and play a game on my phone and eat my little chips, since I can't cook dinner right now. But yeah, this was fun. I'm glad that I got on here and talked to you guys, honestly, because I have been just being a bum and taking my time, and I know you guys have been wondering where I am, and thank you to everybody who has reached out to me. Y'all, I don't know who that was coming in the door, because I'm like, bro, y'all, when you're here by yourself, anytime you hear anything, it's like a cringe factor, like, bruh. But yeah, thank you guys to everybody who reached out to me. You know, I really appreciate that you guys even thinking about me in the first place, because I know when I don't see like my favorite YouTuber or Instagrammer for a while, I'm like, okay, what the heck are you doing? Because you need to be up on here with us, letting us know what's going on in your life. So thank you guys for everybody who reached out. I really appreciate you guys' support through it all. Even these months when I have been just an absolute, like, ungrateful little bum to you guys and have not been present, y'all are still there supporting me, and I really do appreciate that. So I will probably see you guys this week, hopefully, but if not, then I will be back next week with a new video, a new topic, a new subject, and I hope to see you guys there.